Hi everyone, welcome back. So I have some newer products here to play with and try out. I think things are about to get creative and very, very sparkly, so let's get into it. I didn't have anything new for complexion, so I did that off camera real quick so we can get into the good stuff. I used my YSL All Hours foundation, my IT Cosmetics concealer, and the Melt Cosmetics She's Alive translucent setting powder just under my eyes. So I think I'm going to start off with the eye look and then build from there because I want to do something eye focused and fun and creative. So as far as eye products go, I have the new Melt Cosmetics and Bailey Sarian Fatally Yours 2 palette. I really like the edgy vibe it's giving off. Beside that, they also came out with the Scarlet Ultra Matte Gel Liner, which is like a pure red and one of my favorite eye formulas ever. So I'm really excited to have this in my collection. I'm always welcoming new colors, but this pure red shade has got me so excited. So I have that for the eyes, and I also have these slightly controversial products here, the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions Eye Illusion Eyeshadow Duos. Here's a swatch of the eyeliner. That looks like a lipstick or something. I'm so excited to have like a pure red liner like this. Woo! So good. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I need to first prime my eyes. I'm using a little bit of my Fenty Beauty eye primer, which is scaring me because people are saying that they can't get a hold of this anymore. I see it still being sold in Canada, but when I check like US sites and such, I can't find it. So I'm scared that this is being discontinued. If it's being discontinued, then I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to start from almost square one because this is the best for my oily eyelids. It like really creates the perfect base. To kick this eye look off, I don't know where we're going to end up, but I'm starting with the red eyeliner. I have a loose idea of what I want, and it's going to be bold. I'm taking my MAC 163 brush with a little bit of that product, and I'm going to sketch out a circular shape to begin. This was not the right brush to go in with for that, but I'm going to take this random brush here and I'm going to soften and blend that. I'm going to be a little bit more bold with this, and I'm going to create my like max angle I want with this. Okay, so I'm kind of sketching out a normal wing there, and I'm taking a clean brush and I'm going to kind of dab and smudge at the edges so that this is blended out on the like this upper edge. I have no idea where I'm headed, so I'm having a little trouble explaining. Maybe I should have done the other eye first to get my ducks in a row. So I added more of that pigment, and now I'm just going to wipe off that brush and I'm going to fade it upwards into that crease part of the C, like this upper C area. And as most of my like creative looks go, we have to trust the process. We have to see the vision through the ugly, rough sketch of the look, you know? I'm taking this brush that has absolutely nothing on it. I'm going to kind of brush over the whole thing to pick up the slightest amount of that color, and I'm going to do some hopeful blending, and it's going to drag just a little bit of that pigment everywhere, just to like get us going here. I'm also going to line my entire upper lash line with this. I'm taking my blending brush, this is a Refer 13, and I'm just really picking up some of the product and drying it out slightly by just going like this on my hand here. And once it looks kind of powdery on my skin, I'm going to add that to my eye. Going back in with this little liner brush, it's a Glisten number 1, and I'm going to redefine this C shape here that I created. And I'm going to be going back and forth with some little brushes until this looks harmonious and well blended. Props to this liner for working really well when I add like new wet stuff to the dry stuff. It's layering really well and blending out perfectly for what I've been doing. I'm going to take my Half Magic Beauty Flick Eraser just to help clean up this negative space area. I feel like this could look really cool with like a little double wing right here. I'm debating if I should do that again. I've been doing it a lot. I'm not going to do a double wing, but I'm going to extend my inner corner just slightly. I have some concealer here, and I'm taking this small ColourPop brush, and I'm going to clean up my lid just to brighten everything and kind of make a good base for what's to come. Because I'm having such trouble explaining what I'm doing, I'm going to do this eye completely, so then I know what I'm doing and I can explain it better. So I'll be back in a second. So to fill in the negative space we created, I'm taking the shade Kitty, which is the lightest color from this palette. This is like an off-white. It leans pretty gray. It's kind of a cool color. And now I'm going to pat that all over in here, really making sure it's nice and opaque. Then I'll take a fluffy brush just to make sure there's like no stamp marks. I'm taking that crimson shade from the palette, and I'm first going to apply the most right up my outer corner. And then once I have less on that brush, I'll work it up into the crease. And I also added the slightest amount of buff, which is this really pretty taupey, very gray leaning color, into my crease just to give it a little bit more dimension and to kind of add in another color of this palette as well. I'm taking this small square glisten brush. I'm taking crimson again, and I did end up tucking a little bit of this underneath here. I felt like my under eyes looked forgotten. I'm taking the shade Buff now, but I'm keeping all of these shadows under here really tucked up on my lash line. I wanted just some slight definition. I didn't want it to go so overboard here. I still wanted like the most attention on my actual lid. So now I'm going to add some sparkle, and I'm going to be using one of the Aphrodyte duos, and I'm using this one right here that has a really pretty gold and a white. This is the shade We Need Better Lighting, and I'm just using this white one for right now all over my lid. And I did have to dampen my brush a little bit just to get it to adhere to like this super powdery base now. So I took my go-to Smith 253 for this, and I dampened it a little bit with some Fix Plus, and these are super pretty. I really like them. I know they caused a kerfuffle on the internet, which I always get taken aback by, with how the community just like picks one product to like go after, I guess, when there has been so many like singles or duos that have been super expensive out on the market forever. And his brand is already usually kind of priced up there, so I was like, I don't know, it didn't feel too out of pocket to me. Hello, Miss Lanny. But these very much give kind of like a more intense version of like the Urban Decay Moon Dusts or Charlotte Tilbury Hypnotising Pop Shots. I'll swatch the Charlotte Tilbury ones next to some Patrick Ta's. Yeah, they kind of give the same energy to me and feel. Like that looks like it could be from all one brand. All in all, I think they're really pretty. Is it something that I'm going to say you need? No. I never say you need something, but if you really want something and you can afford it and you love wearing shimmer shades, I think you would be really happy with the duo. But other than that, if you think that this product is crazy expensive for 2 eyeshadows, then that's completely valid too. But basically that's my motto for any product. I just always want you guys to spend money on the things you'll actually use and enjoy and love. I'm going to swatch all the duos on my arms. I'm curious to see all of the shades all at once, and I'm sure that'd be helpful too. So here are all of the duos swatched now. They're swatched in duos like this. Doot, doot. So here we have We Need Better Lighting, I'm With Her, Talk to My Team, Still at the Club, Do You Know Who I Am, Still at the Club, and We Need Better Lighting. These are the kind of shimmers I go towards. I would put this shade all over my lid and then define my outer corner for more depth with this one, and it's a really pretty like bronzy, sexy, sultry, smoky, sparkly eye. Love that type of look. These type of shimmers are very much up my alley. I really like how you can apply them opaquely like I did today, or you can really sheer them out for like a really pretty sparkly topper. Honestly, these feel really amazing, and seeing them all swatched like this make me really excited personally. Seeing this eye look is really fun, but I kind of want to scatter the glitter all over my eye, kind of like a topper. I feel like it would look really cool over the red, but if you like it like this, here's your last moments looking at it like this, okay? Because it's happening. I just needed a little bit more pixie dust. That's more Christmas. Now that I'm done with the eyes, I'm going to do my brows, so please enjoy the kitten intermission. A massive sparkle bomb went off in this office. To bronze my skin, I'm going to be using my LYS No Limits contour stick in the shade Motivate. That was so satisfying to blend into this foundation. Those two really work well together. I'm now done with my cream products, so I'm taking more of my Melt Cosmetics powder here and I'm going to set my face. I've been so excited to set my face. I feel like this look needs a little bit more of a matte finish here. I really am happy with the eye look. It turned out to be like kind of an edgy, badass kind of Christmas look, and I'm really digging it. Every time I look down, I love the angles and the sparkle. So now for the rest of my cheek, I have this NARS palette. They bring out one of these every holiday season. I wonder if there's someone out there that like collects each one of them. And I wonder if we saw them all like side by side, how similar they are to one another. It feels like the same thing every year to me, but I get excited about them, but then that excitement slowly leaves. In this palette, we have 5 shades. So a bronzer, a highlight, and then 3 blushes at the bottom here. The bronzer looks a little bit yellow for my liking. I might try to add some to see how I like it, but the highlight and the 3 blush shades look beautiful. They have a really pretty radiance to them. They look quite creamy on the skin, and they're also quite sheer, which I like because that means that they're going to be buildable, and I love that. I'm going to take the highlighting shade first on this bigger brush. This is an Accentuate brush from Moda. Ooh, and this highlight is really, really pretty. It's up my alley because it's such a fine, thin veil of highlight. It feels very much so like the Essence Pure Nude highlight. Like I feel like I'm using that product on my cheek right now. I love that subtle effect. It looks like my natural skin's dimension. Really pretty. I think my camera's white balance is off because it's trying to focus on how to balance the red, so this is looking like peanut butter, but in person that's not what that looks like at all. For blush, this is the one. I feel like that looks most cohesive with what I have on my eyes. I think this one's quite nice. It has been the year of face palettes for me, so I think that might have something to do with it. Before this, I really liked having all individual products so I could like choose my own adventure when it came to makeup. Like I'd like to switch things up all the time, but as time goes on, some days I just need to have like the choices made for me already. So like face palettes are so handy for those instances. I'm adding some of the bronzer right now, and it is giving a little bit peanut butter baby on my skin tone. Maybe if I had like a little bit of a tan, or if I went in with bronzing drops, it would be good, but that's the only shade that kind of falls flat for me. Otherwise, the highlight is up my alley, and the 3 blushes are shades that I gravitate to often. So if I grab this and my Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio, my cheeks are covered. So now for lips, in this Fatally Yours collection, there are 4 lipsticks. I'll swatch them real quick. They're kind of very unique shades. I did use one of them in a recent video of mine, and I really like the pattern that they put on the bullet lipsticks. It reminds me like of a little dragon egg. This is the shade Circe, or Circe. It looked like Circe to me. I was thinking dragon egg. Then Judith. This is that super concealer lip galore lip color. Like that's crazy. That's straight up concealer. I was like, oh, how does that compare to like MAC Flesh Pot? They're very different. They're very, very different. Here's MAC Flesh Pot down below. Yeah, very, very different. Then we have the shade Lilith, which is straight up gray. Really, really cool color. And I think this is like a classic gorgeous red, and it's in the shade Giulia, but like the Italian way, G-I-U. I think like the Aqua Tofana Julia. I think that's where that comes from. I'm so curious. I need to try on this Lilith color. Oh, I was like, I don't know if I've ever tried a gray lipstick. I'm such a liar. Remember like Smashbox had that concrete, sorry, my nose is so itchy. The concrete gray color. What a time. That's such a unique and fun color. It makes my teeth look really white. Crazy. It has a little bit of like a purple in it. If you're like a super edgy kind of cool person and you wore like really funky lipsticks, this is such a fun one for your collection. I'm really not mad at it. Let's try Judith all on its own, not in a combo. I kind of missed this era. It was like right before I started wearing makeup to school. It was like the older girls, like grade 11 and 12, that would wear this kind of lipstick. And I was like in grade 7 and 8, like looking up to them being like, wow, I can't wait to look like that. Here you are, girl. You're living your fantasy. And it's not great. It's so weird. It's like, did we just want to have a hole? Like a mouth hole? Like no lip? I don't know. Hate it. My monitor is so scary. Where's my mouth? Who started that? Like just pure concealer on the lip, no lip liner or anything? Wild. Let's keep it going. Let's try the red next. Oh, this one feels significantly drier. The other two felt very creamy in comparison. Usually like Melt's formula does lean on the drier side, but this is like abnormally dry. Yeah. Anyways, it's red. I don't want to go all the way. I'm giving up. And this last one is that Circe shade. I don't know if I'm going to go for any of these because there's this other brand I've been wanting to show you guys. It's the brand Giovani. The lipsticks come in boxes like this. It's such a little cute moment. It's like you're unboxing a little piece of jewelry or something. Here's the lipstick tube. It reminds me a lot of like the Gucci Beauty packaging. And look at this. Oh my god, my name's on this. What? I thought it was the shade name and I was like, the shade name is Julia Adams. Oh my god, my name's on here. That's crazy. Oh wow, I feel so flattered. Wow, that's crazy. But look at the tube, look at that. I am such a sucker when it comes to like detailed impressions on products. Like this is just stunning and I love how they're all little goddesses. My name's on all three of them that I have. That's so sweet. Okay, I'll swatch them on my hand here. These are called the Mattissimo handmade lipsticks. This is in the shade For Feminist. Ooh, that looks like a color I go in with often. This is So Alive. That looks a lot like one of my go-to matte colors that I can't think of the name right now. What's happening? Lack of sleep. I can't remember anything today. I don't like that feeling. And this last one is the shade Natural Charmer. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to swatch the three shades too, I'm curious. So we're starting with So Alive. Oh, this is like the kind of formula that I love. It's like that super cloudy, powdery matte that kind of like slightly blurs your lips out. And if you apply it like not as opaquely as I did today and you just tap it on, it gives that like Just Kissed or like movie lip vibe. Oh, that's good. Love this one. Love that color. You're kind of getting BTS of my lip swatching reels. This is what I do between each one. This is Natural Charmer. So how I would actually wear these, I would tap it on with a liner. Like that, so you get kind of like a cloudy effect. But now let's just go straight in here. It's a nice peachy one. I preferred the shade I tried on before this, the So Alive color. This one I think is going to be money. The For Feminist shade. Stunning. I think that's my favorite out of all three. I believe these are lip and cheeks. I don't have the sticker on the bottom, but look at these. Here's the little one that's riding a horse. And this is this one here. These have more of like a glossier effect. Now let's actually create a combo here. So I'm going to take this lip liner from VIEVE. It's in the shade Aphrodyte, kind of fitting with the vibe of Giovani here. And I'm using that For Feminist shade. And here's the look after playing with all those new fun products. I can't help but think, what would this look like with a glittery glossy lip? But before I say bye-bye, I love this lip combo. I feel like I would actually wear this day to day without the eyes. Like, that's such a pretty soft combo. This time I'm using Wherever Walnut from Makeup Forever. Now going in with Kaleidos Freefall. That gloss is so pretty. It has like the prettiest little silver glitters in there. And that's going to wrap up everything on my end. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have everything I use listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!